Hi, good evening, Mr. Arun. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Hope the same from you, Mr. Ashu. I call you Ashu.
Okay, yeah, exactly. I'm doing fantastic. So thank you so much for asking. And how's Sunday treating you?
Sorry, I'm not getting.
How Sunday treating you as it is Sunday? So how's your Sunday going so far?
To me, all days are almost I make it like Sundays only. Um, being a
Okay.
fun-loving person, I don't mind whether it is Monday or Sunday. I always make them my Sunday. Sunday is
Oh,
full of
that's great
with
thing
with
about
friends
you.
with friends around. Sunday is always great when friends around. So
Okay. So yes, as we are meeting for the first time officially, so please, would you mind introducing yourself?
yeah, of course, it's a $1 trillion question again, but still very tough one. But glad to talk about me. I'm basically from Tamil Nadu, and Thiruvannamalai is my hometown, which again is famous for big temple. Lord Shiva is the main deity over here, and but I worked in Chennai and different cities for the past 15 years in the ITES industry, which is into investment banking, back-end operations professional. That is the professional front. On the personal front, I'm more of a fun-loving person, kind of always wanting to interact with new people every day, to see some fresh faces, to make myself more happy and positive, more of a positive personified. Spiritual also, I like to be spiritual also, but not entirely into spirituality is something different from me. And that's about me. My hobbies are primarily listening to podcasts related to leadership and management, and more into business acumen. I mean, skills, how to develop a business acumen, all those steps. And
Okay.
to wrap things, I'm a sports lover, die-hard cricket fan like billions in India. That's about
Okay,
me.
that's great to hear about you. But I have a question related to that temple you said. So what is the name of temple?
It's Arunachaleshwara, Lord Arunachaleshwara. Arunachaleshwara is the form of Lord Shiva, incarnation of
Okay.
one more incarnation of Lord Shiva.
Okay, I got it. Thanks for your information. So do you want me to introduce myself in front of
Of,
you?
of course, I'm happy to hear from the master.
Okay. So my name is Ashutosh Dwivedi and I hail from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. When it comes to my education, I recently completed my master's degree in English literature. Before that, I was a student of commerce. I completed my BCom honors accounting from Banaras Hindu University. When it comes to my profession, I'm training students for last 3 years. Apart from this, I run a YouTube channel that focuses on spoken English conversations and spoken English mainly. So that's all about me. Thank you so much. And yes, I'm left with my hobbies. So when it comes to my hobbies, I like photography, playing cricket, and singing. So all these activities I enjoy a lot whenever I get time. So, and about my family, of course, I was born and raised in a village. So my parents and my sisters are there in a village, but I'm living in Kanpur city to work on myself. Yeah, that's all about me.
Oh my God, great. Now the thing with your hobbies you told, like photography and singing, those two are really a tough art to master. Not everyone can be so good at it that easily. So how do you find it? Do you use those hobbies in daily life, like as a stress reliever?
Yes, singing is always an important part of my life, I would say. To be honest, I do not get a lot of stress first. I'm just very happy person. I enjoy talking to people. I'm an extrovert guy. I like expressing myself. So whenever I exchange my thoughts, I feel really relief and stress free. And second, whenever, of course, it like I get that voice from my inside, then I sing, and I sing out loud, and I enjoy my own voice, my echo. I prefer singing in bathrooms. So when I get that echo, I enjoy that. I feel, wow, like I'm singing in a great way. So that's what happens with me. And photography as well. I like taking pictures whenever I see any good area or nature mainly. I enjoy the nature. The way Lord God has created the nature is so beautiful. So we should capture, and we cannot capture that real beauty, but at least we can try from this camera. So that's
Uh-huh.
what I do. And playing cricket, I used to play cricket when I was at a school. Nowadays I don't get chance so often to go out and play cricket, but I was very much interested, and I used to do this left arm actually bowling, fast bowling, and I was left-handed batsman as well. So
So
I
you
tried
are
all those things at school. Mhm.
so you are literally a southpaw. Right? I mean, you know what southpaw means, right? Who's a
No.
lefty, one who's a
Oh,
left-handed
okay.
left-handed batsman or a bowler, they are called southpaws.
Okay.
Southpaw, southpaw. In
Okay, I
cricket,
got it. So
in,
yes.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
great. Yeah, you continue.
And I used to, when I was a child, I used to write from both hands, from right and left. But my parents, they said no, and then I started writing from
Yeah,
right hand only. So,
there is a one
mhm.
particular word for those who are able to write with both hands. You know that?
No.
Ambidextrous. They call it
Okay.
both one who can write with both hands. Ambidextrous. Great.
Yes, I think Indira Gandhi, she used to write from both hands.
Even Mahatma Gandhi also did that. He was
Yes.
also such a person. Yeah. Great.
Okay.
So
So
you are on
that's all
the
about me. Mhm.
so you are on the right track to be leading the nation, following the footsteps of
I don't really think so, but
great
of course,
people.
I'm enjoying whatever I do.
Okay. It's great actually if you're able to when you have any extra skill for that matter, you always will have an edge over others. It doesn't matter. But important thing is whether you are able to put that extra skill into good effect to do something good for others really matter. Having an extra skill
Right.
is different thing, but make it work in your favor and valuable for others is so important.
Yes, but I was always criticized by the people in my society because they do not recommend you to do a lot of things from left hand. Most of the time I used to do, even though when I serve food also, because my left is strong. I cannot do that from my right hand. So for everything, but that is not recommended at all. So my grandparents, my parents always would say, no, eat from right hand and just don't use your left hand. That's what it is. But from for sports, of course, I use this. Nobody stops me for that. Yeah.
But again, it looks pretty strange, you know. Dining when you're taking food, I don't think you intentionally do that, right? Because since you naturally with you are able to do it with both hands, it naturally comes to you, right? You are not doing anything intentionally. So it's really strange
Yeah,
that
intensely, I'm not doing it, of course. But it is all about the power in your hands, right? When you use your left hand, you feel very comfortable to,
no,
lift
no,
and do anything, whatever you want to.
no.
Mhm.
What I feel strange is that your family members pushing you to do something which you do unintentionally and quite naturally. That's what I was thinking.
Yes, because in society, that's what I'm saying. Even though if you're doing worship, you are recommended to use your right hand. Left hand is not recommended. So all
Yeah.
those things. If I am serving somewhere in a just that two people, so it is not the right thing to do it from left hand. That's what it is.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Great.
So
Yes.
okay. So moving on to another question, and I want to know something about your spoken English journey. I'm so curious. So when it comes to spoken English, as we are here to talk about it, when you got this interest to work on your spoken English, and yes, when particularly?
Actually, I consciously didn't put any effort to learn English as a language.
Mhm.
Well, English, no. This particular beautiful language, fortunately, knowingly or unknowingly, was in my blood right from my childhood. I grew up, right? Cricket in India is followed as a religion. I'm one of the billions, in fact. I started this, I wouldn't say that as a part of a learning, but it came naturally. I started watching cricket. Cricket always, helped me a great deal in developing me as a person. I started reading newspapers, and also listening to commentaries only in English. For the past 30 years, and not even 30 years, 35 years now. So I started this in 1989 when I was 11 years old. So it became quite natural. Whenever I always took the opportunity, whenever someone trying to speak in English, I made sure that I replied back to them only in English, regardless whether I'm good at it or not, to make sure that I purposefully develop myself as a language to learn this particular language. So if you want to put it in numbers, I would say almost for the past 30 years I'm practicing this language. Still, being non-native speaker, there will always be room to improve, right? That's why we are connecting here. But still, what cricket really has played a big part. That is how I started learning English.
Yes, exactly. I got you. Being a non-native speaker, of course. Being a native speaker also, language is something you should work whole lives to become better at it. Like either it is Tamil, Hindi, Bengali, Marathi, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you said, like you started working on your English when you were 11 years old, and you told me that you worked in several parts of the country, right? You were out of state as well. So how it helped you in your career? Because most of the people I hear from them that they get difficulties when they go out of state and they are not able to adjust. So how it was helpful for you when you went out of your state for job and for anything?
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing, I would say. In my case, even when I went for the interview, actually I started working in corporates when I was 26 year old. In 20, to be precise, 2005, I started
Mhm.
working in corporates and I moved to Chennai from my hometown. Once I moved to Chennai, my way of communicating with people completely changed to a great extent. Hardly
Huh?
even when attending interviews also, even my, what to say, my those candidates who came for interview with me also, when I speak to them, the first thing they would say, like, you don't look like someone from a village, because that was my command over the language when I started. I
Mhm.
consciously put an effort to speak, try to try I always try to speak fluently. I always give a
Okay.
pause whenever I speak, because the faster you want to speak, you will run out of words. So I always ensure that other person need to understand what I am trying to convey. That is the important thing. As long as you are able to do that, automatically you will get fluency, because your confidence will be there. You don't need to, you will not ramble too much. You will always be cut to the chase, straight to the point. Okay, so you need to know your purpose of communicating, what you want to communicate, whom you want to communicate. If you know all those things, it'll be easy for to communicate in English. English is not a rocket science; it's just a language, but it's just you need some passions to understand it. But these days, people consider speaking in English as a status symbol. That's not the case.
Mhm.
In fact, I've been appreciated in the past specifically for my command over the language in so many corporates I worked with. What actually the best thing I did, whenever, in corporates, they will conduct several trainings other than your core process. I ensured that I participated in all of them. Too, whenever I attend those sessions, I will always be the most talkative person in that meeting. Even there was a situation in a tea break. They gave us tea break for some 10 minutes. I came out for a tea break. Okay. Two guys came over to me, asked me, how was you able to answer all the topics they were discussing? What is the, how did you get all these things from? I told them only one thing. My idea was not to get knowledge in everything. It was not possible. I just want to immerse myself in the topic they discuss. Whatever little, even if you say something 1% about the topic they discuss, you can take the leap from there. That's what I did. Everyone was like shy of that meeting. That training was particularly to make sure people to come up with to brainstorm something and come up with ideas, but everybody did exactly the opposite, just kept their mum quiet. I decided this is not the place to keep your mum quiet. We are not doing any meditation over here. This is not a meditation hall. This is the forum for you to show up your skills, enhance your communication. That's why they are conducting, the company is spending this much to make sure that you're get leveling up your communication. So it's an
Right.
opportunity for all of us to make it really big. That's what I did. I
Exactly.
always make sure that I make the most of these kind of forums. I in fact attended a lot of Toastmasters club as guests. I love TED Talks. They are absolutely great platform. You just need to listen quietly what they are talking. They will share all their experiences and the vocabulary, range of vocabulary they use. These and all, you just follow it. You will not stop watching TED Talks again. TED Talks are also a great platform to develop your communication. That's about me. I see. Now you just asked me one question. I'm almost talking for the entire session. This is about me. I'm sorry, you were asking something. I went a long way. Yeah.
Yes, I asked you. The question was that how did it help you when you went out of the state? But you told me Chennai, but did you go to some other states as well?
Yeah. Been to Jaipur. Jaipur was more not an English speaking city. I could easily. Jaipur was more of Hindi oriented. Even there also,
Yes.
see, there I rarely spent time outside because I hardly had any time to go outside because I was working in night shift there, and I
Oh,
was there for only 4 months, and that too I will never ever forget that experience in my life of staying 4 months in Jaipur. That was the coldest I've ever seen. If for me, because the person I'm coming from Chennai, you know how it is, right? In Chennai, always 40 degrees. Chennai is coastal area, so
mhm.
always Chennai is quite common. If you see anything less than 30 degrees in Chennai, it's pretty winter, you can say. So from
Okay. So you experienced that freezing cold there in Jaipur.
complete fog every day. I used to go to office in the night around 9:30. My cab will come around 9 at 9:30, and I will come back home only by 5 a.m. next morning. So I hardly had any time to kind of spend outside. Even in the weekends, I just take the time to aram say just have some fun with my roommates. But in and then I moved to work in Bangalore also. Bangalore is quite common. It's a cross culture city, right? Bangalore English is quite almost a common language, even much better than Chennai. Bangaloreans, not Bangaloreans. I would want to say this. It's not like degrading them, but matter of fact, local Bangaloreans don't speak that much good English. They are pretty much like average, I would say, because of the cross culture in Bangalore. From most of the people are from high end, like highly educated, studied from different, I mean, high class institutes. Because right, in Bangalore, the high tech Silicon Valley of India, so
Right.
basically people will come up with a lot of knowledge in English. So Bangalore is the place where you don't need to voluntarily put yourself to speak, and they will make you speak in English. So I
Yes, exactly.
didn't find any difficulty in interacting with people in English anywhere except Jaipur.
Yes, in Jaipur, I think if you would come to UP, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, particularly, all these states are Hindi spoken states. So it's very difficult for locals to speak English. Even though you would find educated people who have a good education, they would also not prefer to speak in
But
English with you.
but on the other side, I will also want to talk about the advantage that of being stayed there for 4 months. I learned Hindi for in 4 months. That helped me a great deal. I was able to conversate with people in Hindi Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know. Whenever I shave off, I do a clean shave. To them, I pretty much look like a localite in Rajasthan.
Mm. Mhm.
That made my that made my life a lot easier to conversate with them. They consider me as the local. They started speaking to me in Hindi, so I just kind of let that be. I want to mingle with you in Hindi only. I'm perfectly fine with it. But in office, anyway, we have to speak in English, so that is there.
Yes, yes, I
Actually,
got it. Yes, of course. Only in few cities of India where you would found that where you would find that environment where without any efforts you can speak English. But in North India, particularly, it's very difficult, I would say. In Delhi, of course, we can see some people who speaks English in public. In Mumbai also, but only mix actually, not complete English. Hindi English mixture 50-50. So that's how it is. But Bangalore,
correct.
as you said, of course, in Bangalore, we can find that environment where people prefer talking in English.
Good thing about Bangalore is even in schools also they focus primarily on teaching English almost as a first language. So
Mhm.
even particularly in Chennai and Bangalore, I've seen so many kids below 10 also they speak pretty much at par with native speakers.
Mhm.
It's no wonder it's like they are good at English. So that's the beauty of being in those cities when you in case if you have to travel, if you're good at English, you can easily survive in these cities. I didn't have
Mhm.
any
Yes.
experience, any bad experience as such.
Yes. Okay. So, okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It was really nice talking to you.
Yeah,
Bye bye.
pleasure.
Take care.
Pleasure is mine. Still some few minutes, few hours of Sunday left, so you to enjoy your day. Hopefully, we should connect
Yeah,
soon, as
exactly.
soon as possible. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you.